Okay, so what Kelly Brown does is she gets her charts out and then she writes down her name, the name of everyone that's on her chart. So, so Jessica, for instance, Jessica P. Okay, there's two Jessicas on it. So like, I have your chart here, okay? And so what I would do and what you would do is write down Emily, like, okay, she's a Ruby right now going for Emerald. So you would write down Emily's name and you would write down her volume, say on the, what did she say, the 1st, the 15th, and the 25th of the month, and keep track of it 3 times that month. And you would keep track of every leg that you have on a piece of paper 3 times that month. And of course you'll check it at the end of the month too. So you can do like, say the 1st, you'll check the volume, or not the 1st, let's see. I would do maybe like the 5th, the 15th, the 25th, and then of course like the end of the month. So like write down your legs. So what I'm gonna start doing, because it's gonna take me a hot second to do mine, but I'm gonna write down everyone that's on a leg, or anyone like that's on my chart, or anyone that's not on my chart that's still going for a promotion. Some of them are gonna be personally enrolled, some of them are gonna not be, but it's very important that we keep track of this, because I feel like with charting and all of this, it gets so overwhelming and it gets lost and jumbled, and you need to know where your team is at all times throughout the month, instead of trying to add it up all together at one time. You know what I mean? Of course you want to do projected volume always, but I feel like this is going to be a lot easier to keep track of. Like, say Emily was down, so say you write down her volume on the 5th this month, okay, and then November comes around and you write down her volume on the 5th of November and you see that her volume's down, you can start tackling it on the 5th and say, okay, girl, like let's focus on getting your volume up. Let's, whatever, like check in with her, see how she's doing, things like that, instead of waiting until the 25th where all the auto shipments run, and then you're like, oh, here, you only have 5 days left or whatever, to get this volume. Does that make sense? Does all that make sense? I know it's going to be kind of a lot of work, but I feel like this will be good. Like, that's how she got to ambassador in a matter of months from double. And I know that y'all have goals, and I feel like if we're all loving on our team and really caring about their promotions and their volume and keeping track of all of that and really checking in on with them, like with them daily, I think this is going to be huge for our businesses, because I feel, and them, like, of course we're doing it for them too. But I just feel like if we, know exactly where they need, then it will just all work out. And just really focusing on checking in with them daily. It's going to be a lot of, I feel like people will stay longer and really continue to work the business if they know that they have multiple people like loving on them. So I plan on writing down every single one of these same people too, and checking on them too. Not just, I expect you guys to check in on them because they're your team, no matter if they're personally enrolled or not. But I am also going to do the same thing, so that they know that they have multiple people helping them, if that makes sense, and loving on them and saying, hey, how can I help you? And I love the fact that she said, like, I don't just wait around and expect like my diamond leader to do it for, like, keep up with their charts on themselves. Like, they should if they're a diamond leader and really want to do well in this business, but I cannot expect you guys to do it, even though you should do it. I can't expect you to be like, yeah, I know that y'all take care of your team, but what I'm just going to use one of y'all for example, like, okay, Jessica, like, I can't just be like, she should be checking in on our team, so yeah, whatever, and then next thing you know, she doesn't know what, she hasn't talked to Emily in like a week, and I was like, wow, that makes it, not saying that's true, okay, I'm just using an example, because I know you were on top of it, but what I'm saying is, like, I truly feel like a lot of people give up so fast because they don't feel the success or the love and support that they should from all of us. Like, I want to definitely create relationships with people and friendships with people way on down the line. I don't care where they are. I really want to love on every single person, and I know that's a lot for me, and I know it's going to be a lot for y'all, and especially when y'all keep going and, you know, going double, triple ambassador or whatever. But I feel like your team's always going to be strong, and like, you're going to have those friendships and people that want to stay because they enjoy doing what they like, doing this business, because they have those friendships here. And I feel like same thing with new distributors. We have got to be better about, I feel confident now in what I'm doing to train new distributors. I felt lost for so long about like what to do with them and how to train them, and it got so overwhelming. And then I would like train this person and forget to check on this person, and I'm like, because this person's rocking it, and then this person like is still struggling, so she doesn't ask enough as many questions as this person, and so I'm feeling like I'm giving all my all to this person when this person needs help too. They just are learning in a different way and going at a different pace. And I have found out sometimes, like for me, that I'm like, crap, I haven't given this person enough attention because they weren't asking me a lot of questions. And I am a big question asker, but I can't expect everyone to be the same as me. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm going to own up to it. And I feel like I've left people in the dust, not by like on purpose, but like my red personality. I'm praying to God for some yellow here, some more yellow, because I feel like that's a struggle for me, is like really loving on people. I am doing better, and I'm trying, and I love you guys, and y'all know that, but like really caring about everyone and not just the rock stars, fast pace, you know, because that's what we want, right? But in reality, not everyone is that way. And so I have to remember, okay, I need to check on this person every single day. It's up to them if they do it or not, and if they don't, that's on them. But if they do, because I have checked in on them every single day. So what I'm doing is just like what Christina Watts has been doing, and giving them just basic stuff at the beginning. And honestly, I don't really add them to mountain movers right away until maybe like a few days in, just so it doesn't overwhelm them. But I probably will have to now, since we're doing that target giveaway, and I want them to be a part of it. So, but anyways, I just tell them, like, don't focus so much on that right now. Like, focus on what I'm doing. And we really need to be duplicatable. I feel like sometimes we are giving people too much information at one time, and it's overwhelming them, and they quit. So what I've done that helped me is keep notes in your phone. Like, we all should be training our distributors the same exact way. And so by having notes on our phone, like training distributors, like I have it to where I'm like, let me pull it up and I can read it to you. It says, like, right when they hit the submit button, okay? Like, perfect. The first thing I want you to do is go to your website that it made for you. Log in, the distributor ID it gave you, and when you submit your order and password made up, like, let me know when you're in. Like, I have that. So all I have to do is just copy and paste it and send to them. So I'm not trying to overthink and saying the same thing over and over. You know what I mean? Like, typing it wise. And then, like I say, okay, once you're logged in, you'll see a few pop-ups. Like, click through those, and you'll see the red letters, fill out tax form, like basic stuff. But I honestly might just I think I'm going to make a video of just like a 2 to 3 minute video of like right when they get started. Usually, I sign people up on the phone, and I'll look at y'all's comments in a minute. But if I don't, I'm going to send them a quick video explaining, okay, first, go into your website, fill out your tax form. Let me know when that's done. Here's the biggest thing that I want y'all to do is whenever you give your new distributor one task, let them finish that task first. Then when they finish that task, go to the next task. So say, okay, they made that post. Great. Let me know when people like and comment on it. If they don't, I'm going to say, hey, how's it going? Has anyone commented and liked on your post? Like, be the one to ask the questions. Don't wait on them. Tell them to tell you, but if they don't tell you, check in on them and tell them to, like, check in and say, hey, any likes, comments? Oh, yeah, I have a few. Okay, great. Like, you know, and then just say, this is the message to send them. Send this message to them. Let me know when you're done. And they say, okay, I sent it. I say, okay, let me know when you get, like, let me know when you get responses. And they let me know, and they screenshot. Like, it sounds like so slow paced, but really it makes things quicker because they feel confident in that they're finishing tasks instead of doing, oh, here's a checklist, here's this. So like what I'm gonna start to do is like with my new distributors that have been in the business for about a week, they know basics. They know how to post, they know how to host the post, they know how to add to their network. So I said, I'm asking people. So I just sent this message to 2 girls that I've already gotten their 2 loyal customers. And one girl got blocked on Facebook because she's like, I sent like 200 messages. She's like, nobody was responding, so I kept sending messages. I'm like, well, I love the eagerness, but let me just show you how like not to do that. And she has an Android, so I'm trying to figure out what text replacement she can use. Do y'all know like a text replacement Androids have? No, yeah, she can't. That doesn't give her that. It's WordBoard. WhatsApp, I think, is for international texting. Newbie. I don't do newbie chats anymore. Unless, okay, so I haven't done a newbie chat with these group of ladies that I've enrolled. And I feel like maybe, okay, so the group of people that I've enrolled, okay, so there's one girl I enrolled, and then there's the rest of the newbies that I enrolled, I placed under her to build a new Ruby, because Lord knows I got to rebuild, okay? But she's doing good, and so I'm building a new Ruby because obviously, too, I want some points for the trip because, you know, that's points. So I'm building her, but she's also doing amazing. So I was like, okay, I'm going to help build her. She's enrolling customers, things like that. So I figured, okay, cool. Eventually, I'm going to put them all in a chat, but not right now because they're all still new, and I feel like some of that might overwhelm them. And it is way more work on us to personally do one-on-one, but it's better. So I've been doing a lot of my focus in my business. Like, I make sure I get my non-negotiable tasks done, but in all reality, let's be honest, like, those non-negotiables shouldn't take more than an hour out of your whole entire day. Sending messages, adding to your network, posting, that you do it throughout the day, posting your stories, you post throughout the day. My biggest thing is sending my messages out. I send like about 15 minutes worth of messages, and then I'll send maybe another 15 minutes on Instagram, 15 minutes on Facebook, and like that's 30 minutes. And then I'll just, you know, posting doesn't really take a lot of time. I mean, it does, but it does in like 10 minutes, you know. But I'm doing one-on-one, like, and I feel like my whole day is consistently training. But let me just say this, it is paying off because they are enrolling their own customers. They are feeling confident in themselves. They're getting excited. They see that it's working for them. And guess what? They're catching on more, and then they're going to eventually be able to do all this on their own and be like, cool, and they're growing their own team, you know, by themselves. So yes, it's a lot of work at first, but it pays off in the long run. Me personally, I'm not doing newbie chats right now. I'm not. Y'all can do what you want, but I feel like sometimes when we do newbie chats, we rely on just sending stuff in newbie chats and just say, oh, here's what to do today. And then they're like, I'm still confused on the first thing you sent me, but they're not like, they're embarrassed to say that. So they don't just do it. And then they just quit because they get overwhelmed.
Well, I feel like there's more one-on-one times more personal. It's like if they're all in a newbie chat, then they just feel like a number and that they get overwhelmed with just everything being put in there. So I was just wanting to see your opinion. I didn't want to do a newbie chat, so I was just making sure.
Yeah, well, too, you know, someone that might start on the same day might be still at different paces, you know? Like, I've had that all the time where people start at the same exact time, but one's shooting up and one's still stuck on like how to message or whatever. And so I want to make sure I really explain to this person, and like the person that's already shooting up, they're like, I already know how to do that. Like, whatever, I don't want to know, you know, so I can do that separately. And so what I do is hold on. on the Connect app, we should definitely be taking advantage of it if you don't. I seriously, so you know how it already lets you know when you get people in, it puts the people in for you. I go down and I make a group. You can make like groups. So I put like distributors for each month, customers for each month. So this also helps me with like customer retention, but also distributor. And so I can text them every single day, and I'll create, because I have their phone number. We all should have our distributor's phone number. And so I create like a message, and I'll just say, hey girl, just checking in. How are you doing? What can I help you with today? How's the messaging going? Or whatever task that I set them up on last, I'll ask them that, and I can send them that in just one click, or a few, one message to all of them at the same time. So I'm being personable, but I'm also, doing things quickly. And of course, like I have a girl, you know how much it takes out of you. They send like 10 screenshots, and then it's like, oh my gosh, it's overwhelming. But just I'm worked on, like, you know what? I'm overwhelmed a little bit, but it's in a good way. They're actually working. They're actually wanting to do this. They're wanting to enroll their customers. The worst thing is they could not be sending me screenshots. You know what I mean? And so I think, doing that, we all as leaders, need to be checking in on every single person in our team. We can't expect, now, for instance, I trust, y'all, but I feel like some people that we may think should be doing stuff isn't doing what they need to do, and it's robbing the people that's under them of success. So I feel like, okay, well, just because this one's a diamond, I'm just using this as an example, doesn't mean she's loving on her team like she needs to. Or just because this is an emerald doesn't mean she's loving on her team like she needs to. Whose responsibility is it? Technically hers, but we can't rely on them, so it's ours. So I need to be better about breaking it up and checking in on people and seeing how they're doing and what they need help with and things like that. And it's time consuming, and make sure you guys don't get sucked into just helping people all day. Still work your business. So what Kelly was saying on her Zoom, she has a time block for just her team and her leaders, pouring into her team. This is training distributors, new distributors, her leaders, her team pages, chats, that's a time block. And then there's a time block when, say if someone messages her during her work time, she doesn't text back until she's done. So Jessica, for a good example, you're like, I texted you. I had a whole slew of text messages that I was not even checking until I got my messages done. And I have to do that because I get so distracted and sucked into answering questions. Then the next thing you know, it's 8 o'clock, and I'm like, I haven't even messaged anyone myself. I've been helping people all day, which is fine. But I don't want y'all to get sucked into that. So if your team or a new distributor is texting you, mark a time slot out of your day or whenever, or not even if you can't do a time slot, if you're just messaging for your 15 minutes or however minutes you're messaging, don't respond to anyone until you get those messages sent out, that's when I message for host or something, if someone responds back to me when I'm messaging them, I don't respond to them right away. I finish my messages and then I go back to respond. Because what happens is you're going to get stuck on that 1-2 people, and then you're not going to get the rest of your messages sent out, So make sure that we're doing that. And I need y'all to make sure when y'all enroll distributors, get them on the phone, get them on a Zoom, one-on-one. Yes, it's a lot of time. It's time consuming. It is time consuming. It doesn't have to be an hour, okay? But it allows them to ask them questions and allows you to kind of explain. Because today, everyone gets confused on different parts of the business. So today, Tiffany got confused on what BV meant. She got on Amber Parker's newbie Zoom, and it overwhelmed her. And it helped the other ones, but overwhelmed her. And I'm like, okay, cool. So this is a good example of why we don't do group chats, because they got the Zoom and it helped them, but she's kind of confused on this. So I'm like, okay, so this is I got to explain it, and I got to share my screen with her, and I got to show her where BV is shown on her, or under the product. And I told her why some BV is lower than the price, And I showed her that, and I showed her where she can edit her auto shipment, and I showed her, like, I told her how commission qualified, like how she can be commission qualified 80 BV or the 150, and she was still kind of confused. So I got to show her on her eSuite where PBV is shown under her name and all that stuff. And so she's like, this has helped me so much. So now she's feeling more confident in herself. And yes, it's a lot of time. And sometimes I'm like, I'm sorry. Like when I got on the Zoom today with her, I literally got crapped on. Like, and it was nothing little. It was like I looked down and there was a turd on me. Okay? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I gotta go change. And like, I had this wad of just crap in my hand. And I'm like, cool, you know? But it's just life. It's just how it is. And I just looked down and I have some dry crap on my ankle right now. And so that's just reminded me to tell you guys that. So it's crazy when it is hard, and I really hate texting too. I want to see their face, and I want to see, I want them to see me. I'm just a normal person. Because like today, the distributor that I enrolled, she's like, I don't know how to use social media really well. She's 27. She works at Verizon. She knows about phones, but she doesn't know how to work about like social media. And I'm like, that's fine. I can train you, and I talked to her on the phone and explained that, and that helped her a lot. So making sure, like, I know it might be out of your comfort zone to get on a one-on-one with people, to maybe get on the phone. But if they see that eagerness for you to help them, they're going to be like grateful and more excited, and most likely they're going to be able to enroll their own people. You know what I mean?
Like you said about the phone last night, I got a potential on the phone. She was going to sign up, everything. She said those words, let me talk to my husband. And I didn't hear from her last night. So I messaged her this morning. She's like, hey, girl, my husband wants me to think about it. And I said, oh, no worries, girl. My husband was skeptical too, but I told her about like now that he's like, don't quit. I said, would he be up for talking to my husband on the phone? I said, he's more than happy. So she's supposed to call me tonight, and her husband and my husband are supposed to talk. I'm like, you're going to help me.
I've offered that too. It hasn't happened yet, like, because they end up joining or something happens where they don't. I don't know. But I've offered that multiple times. It's like, oh my gosh, yeah. So that's really good that, you do that. So, but getting them on the phone is so, like, I've been doing this. There was a point in my life that I stopped doing that because I got lazy and I wasn't enrolling like I was. And I also, like, at that moment, I just kind of, like, was in a funk. I lost my excitement. And I'm like, this gets me more excited to help people because I'm talking to them on the phone, and it kind of, like, they see your excitement. They see how, yes, like, I'm going to help you, like, all these things, they feel better about it. And so do I, and so just making sure, like, we all have to be on the same page with training people. Don't overwhelm them. Send them, like, set them up on host to post right away. Give them, like, I add them to the first 25 page post, which has been good. And, I mean, y'all were on the call. A lot of y'all were on the call with Brianne. Like, she explained how she trains distributors. It's pretty much the same way. But yeah, so the main thing why we just wanted to tell y'all real quick, before we get off here, now I'll let y'all talk if y'all want to say anything, but, is making sure you write down. I'm going to do the notebook thing, and I'm going to write down everyone that's on a leg. So, like, I'm going to write down all y'all's names, the people that's on your legs under their names, the volume. Like, today's the 4th, so I might just go ahead and, nope, just kidding. It's 4th. And I might just go ahead and write down everyone's name, their volume, and then, like, I'm going to probably make, like, little lines or something. And then, if you're using them as a promotion box, I mean, yeah, I would write, well, I don't know, she didn't specify that, but I'm just writing down the legs. I'm not writing down 400 boxes, like, because you can break that down a little easier than a leg. You can go to Tree Viewer and add that up real quick. So I'm writing out legs. So, or anyone who's working. Like, anyone who's working, if they haven't promoted yet, write down their name and whatever their volume is. If they are 400 bucks, if you're Ruby, or, you know, whatever, like write down their name and then write down that volume that they were last month. See, like if you're Ruby, so Candace, for you, for example, your chart's a lot, like it's smaller than like say a triple or ambassador chart right now, but it's gonna get there. So yeah, I think you could probably write down their name, all of your name, all of the people under you, like not the ones that aren't working, the people that are on your chart, the one that you sent me, the people who are on your chart, and write down all their names and their volume, the people that are working, and then check in with them every single day. That's what I would do. And then every single month, write down their volume. So then next month you can see where their volume is and, you know, all that good stuff. And it's just keeping track of everyone in a little bit more organized way and not waiting till the 25th and say, oh my gosh, like the volume's dropped like 5,000 GP or something crazy. And then you're like, crap, I got 5 days to do this. Like, what the heck, you know? So I'm going to start doing that. But yeah, just making sure like we all just love on our teams. Check in with everybody, you know, and we cannot expect our teams to do it for us. So I don't care if you feel like your Ruby's working hard. If she's not checking in on her team, like every other day or every day, like her distributors, then she's not doing what she needs to do, and you need to be the one to do it. And then you need to tell her, say, hey, look, you need to be checking on your people every day so they know that, you know, have the support that they need. And I think, you know, and if they don't, like what she said was like, have you checked on, like you can ask, say your Ruby leg or Emerald leg, say, hey, have you checked on so-and-so? And they're like, yeah, I haven't talked to her for like a week and a half. And it's like, oh no, like you need to make sure you check on her like all the time, you know, every day or every other day, especially if someone's going for a promotion, I expect to talk to them every day. Like, I don't care if it's one question. Like if someone's going for a promotion, I expect them to talk to me daily. And I'm pretty much sure I talk to y'all most of the time daily. So, you know what I mean? So I don't care if it's executive, Ruby, like you check on them and you say like, okay, this is what you project their volume. Okay, this is what you need to go, Ruby. Do it for them and then show them how you did it. This is what you need to go, Ruby. Okay, this is what you need. Here's your boxes as of right now. This is what I'm thinking you're going to be at by the end of the month or by the 25th. But of course, this could always change. But let's focus on, you know, enrolling, or let's focus on bringing in this amount of volume. Here's what I'm doing to get customers. Here's what I'm doing. Like, we got to show them what we're doing. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm going to do the calendar thing yet. I still got to ask her kind of more about that because it kind of confused me. But I know for me, what works for me, I think this is kind of the same thing, but without a calendar. That makes sense? I feel like I think the calendar is a good idea, but it's a little bitty box. I don't know. I need to get more questions. I'm going to ask her in detail a little bit more about it. But right now, I'm definitely like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to keep my customers in a folder for each month so that I can keeping track of them and their customer retention, and make sure we teach our distributors this from the beginning. So I think what my video is going to teach is fill out your tax form, get a planner, set up texture placement, and write down the people you talk to every single day in your planner. And then when you enroll a customer, here's how you put it or here's how you separate, like make a folder and connect. I'm going to probably separate that and maybe send that video, like, I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it yet, but I feel like showing them, I'll probably get on Zoom like this and make a video of me explaining like those few things. Like, here's some tips that get you started in your business. I want all of my distributors to have a planner. And I want them all to know how to do texture placement or whatever it is. If they have an Android, they're going to have to Google it because I don't know. But making sure so they don't get blocked like she got blocked on Facebook. And then explaining, what did I just say? What else? What did I just say? Player text replacement. Oh, writing down their enrollments or not writing them down, putting them in their Connect app and focusing on customer retention, like from the beginning. Yeah, it makes sense. Like that's what we do too, and I still do that, but it keeps you from having such a messy, like, I know when you keep your chart and do what works for you, but I feel like you have to erase that multiple times throughout the month. And the good thing is like, I think doing a notebook is you'll have like the volume every single, like 4 times out of the month you write down the volume, and then so in November next time you can look back and see what that volume is on that day. So if you wrote it on your chart and then you like update it and you erase that number, you won't remember where they were at last month. Does that make sense? So like what I've been doing, I keep my volume. I keep my volume on my chart. Like right now I have like the projected volume, or have the volume that was last month for my charts. But I want to make sure, I want to see where my volume is throughout my whole entire business. I want to see where everyone is on the 5th, on the 15th, on the 25th. And so then I can say, okay, cool, this is what I need, throughout the month. And then on November 5th, I can look back and say, okay, this box was here and it needs like 30 more volume or whatever. Apparently they had something happen or someone canceled or whatever. And then I write down that projected volume on my chart again. I still write the projected volume, but I'm keeping more track of everyone, more people, like throughout the month. Does that make sense? Or am I talking in circles? Yeah, I love my iPad. But I still like, if I erase their number, the number's gone. Like, and so I want to make sure I know where they ended last month and remember where they ended to see how much they're gaining or losing, so I can keep track of it throughout the months. But that's all I wanted to really explain. Is pretty much just being in our new distributors' faces more, being in our team faces more. I mean, I'm sure y'all do, but don't just do chats. Like, chats are great, but y'all clearly know that not a lot of people are very chat friendly and they don't respond, or they just read it, and like that makes me aggravated, and I don't want to do things that get me in a bad mood. So like I can't stand when people read my stuff and don't like interact with me. I'm not talking to myself here. So I've learned, like, of course, if we have calls and things like that, shoot it in your chat. But personally, like, I text all of y'all personally, message y'all personally. I expect you guys to do the same thing with your team. You know what I mean? But of course, like, not like, I still think it's important to send helpful things in your chats so you can just kill 2 birds with 1 stone, but I think you need to check on your team every day. Make it like right when you wake up in the morning. Have your distributors in a folder, all your distributors in a folder, or all your working distributors in a folder, that is working on your Connect. Send them a text message every morning. Good morning, how are we going to crush today? What do you need help with? It'll send them individual text messages, and then they'll text you back and they say, okay, I need help with this or this or this or this. So, ask what their focus is on today. What's your goal today? Like, ask them that every single day. What's your goal today? What's your goal today? What's your goal today? They get annoyed, then they obviously don't care, but I would love when people say, what's your goal today? It keeps me on top of it, so I just came up with that idea. That's a really good idea. Making sure you put your distributors that are working in so I do that with y'all. I need to start doing that with y'all. I need to put y'all in a folder, and I'm gonna say how you're gonna crush today, what's your goals, what you doing, how you connecting with your team. That's what I need to do. Y'all are gonna be getting text messages from me more often. And if I know the crap out of you, So well. Oh well. So be it. I'm gonna annoy you. I'm not gonna FaceTime you at 5 a.m. I can't even get out of freaking bed. It's like I want to get up that early, but I can't because, gosh, I swear every time I get up early, Logan just gets up. I'm like, I need some me time. I'm gonna strangle everyone and punch everyone in the face. Like the last 3 days have been crazy. I have not had any quiet time.
Your stories on Instagram yesterday. It was like I was like, oh my gosh, you gonna start crying? Like you just seemed so frustrated on your story yesterday.
Yeah, I do that because I want to show people that I have hard days too, you know. And yesterday was a very hard day, and I did cry at one point yesterday. So, but does all that make sense? I'm gonna October leaders. I'm gonna put y'all in a group, and just be prepared. And I like this. So even if for you guys, I would just put all of your distributors that are working because if I'm doing this with y'all can do this with your team, and then you teach your people to do it, and so this will be good. But don't expect your team to do it. Okay, so this is why I'm messaging you guys. Message. This is just a daily reminder. Message your team. I need to do this every single morning. Hold me accountable. And if I don't text you first, you text me and say, Courtney, I need to get your text message. You're in trouble. And then we'll go from there. Because I feel like text message, I don't know. Like we have our group chats, but if I'm texting y'all separate, I think that'll be good because then y'all can, whatever. See, even when I interact with y'all, sometimes I don't get interaction, and I think it's just the group setting. I think it's just the setting. I'm not saying chats are bad, but I'm saying we have the 90-day push chat right now. Everyone that's working should be in there. So there's no need for you to put no tasks up in your newbie chat or your chat. I mean, you can do what you want, and I think, maybe, it's sweet that you do that, but like if everyone's working, that they should be in that push chat, and if they're not, then maybe they want to work at a slower pace. That means you need to one-on-one message them, not group setting, because group setting, they don't want to do group setting. And so just say like, hey, what are you doing every single day to grow your business? How can I help you grow your business? Logan's awake. So